Hello everyone, my name is Matthew here with Crescentville doing a self-graded card review of a 2019-2020 Panini Prizm Pink Cracked Ice of a Luka card that is in excellent condition. You're going to see a little bit that the centering is a little left heavy compared to right heavy. We'll talk about centering in a second. Before we do that, we'll get into a disclaimer saying that every video, every article, every eBay listing that we do, basically note that these grades that we give are self-assessments that are my best way of rating the condition. They're not guaranteed to cross over to other grading companies. They're not guaranteed to increase or decrease the monetary value of the card. Basically, my best way of giving the condition of selling a raw card. We put them in a Zion slab that has a magnetic top, add a custom label, and we post them on eBay. This card is it's a beaut. I say that several times, but it's just the cracked ice look, this pink parallel. Essentially, my wife, she bought it for me when we were visiting Austin for our birthday kind of trip. And she's, if you watch the channel, my wife is a big fan of the pink. And we have several cards up on the channel that showcase the pink parallels. And, I think if we do get any ladies that enjoy sports card review videos, that hopefully they enjoy a little bit of the pinkness. Maybe some guys like pink too. Maybe there's some Bret Hart, hot pink fans in the early 90s. I like that color of pink that Bret Hart had as a professional wrestler on the glasses that he wore. I like that color. So I think there's different ways of enjoying different color tones. But this card specifically, it was probably a huge hot item right around COVID. And it's probably decreased a little bit of demand after that COVID bubble. But it's still like this set of 2019-2020 is the Zion Jaw set. So a bunch of the boxes have been bought up. So the rarity of it goes a little bit higher. Pink parallel is not numbered, but it is a parallel. It is cracked ice. So there is some rarity to this card. We'll double check to make sure it's not numbered. Not numbered, but yeah. We can go ahead and just check the surface while we're back here. Not seeing a lot of issues on the surface. I think the centering we're going to have to mark down a little bit. You can also count the dots. So you can kind of count the dots from this blue kind of, I don't know what that is, graphic to the edge. And I think there's 4 that you can clearly see on this left side. And on this side, there is 4. So on the back centering, it lines up really well. So next we'll count the dots on the front. And I would say that like similar to the back, there's kind of 4, but it's really, I would almost say like 3.5. I don't know if it's a full 4. There's definitely 2 in the middle that you can see that are clearly identifiable. And then the far left row of dots is kind of cut in almost in the middle, and the far right is kind of also cut in the middle. So let's just take that into consideration as we take a look at this next side. So we have that 2 rows in the middle that's clearly identifiable, but that what I would consider far left row of dots is also, so there's basically 3 clearly identifiable rows of dots, where on this side, it's kind of like 2 halves, which could make a 3, but I think let's take a look at the room from the bottom to the top. It's probably going to be in between a 9 and a 9.5 for me for the centering. It is interesting. Those line up really well on the back. It feels like the back centering is better than the front centering. So probably landing on 9.5 for the centering overall. Surface, I can't see any issues on the surface. Really nice view there of it. We'll take a look at, I believe this is just debris at the bottom. Just debris. So yeah, we're taking a look back at the surface. I think we've identified a 9.5 on the centering. The surface is, and for these cards, this is kind of rare because usually there's like dimples or just little micro scratches and imperfections to these. But I can't find a single flaw on the surface to this card, which would result in a 10 on the surface. So for centering, we're doing a 9.5. On the surface, we're doing a 10. Now we're going to take a look at the corners and edges to see how it lands. So that corner's in excellent shape. Not seeing any issues there. Kind of looking for any whitening, any imperfections. Not really seeing much there. A little bit of debris at the top and bottom on edges, but I don't really consider that take a flaw against the card. So corners and edges, I'm going to do 10s on them, and this card's going to end up being a 10. Corner 10, edge 10, and one of our few 10s. We'll run it through Grok and see what Grok says, but I am heavily leaning towards this card ended up being a 10. So that'll be one of the first times I think my wife will have a graded card come out from my end on a pink parallel that gets a 10. So that's kind of nice. But always try and be as accurate as possible. Feel free to leave comments below. Thank you for watching. Continue to watch and have a great day.